Hi everyone, we have England captain Owen Farrell and head coach Eddie Jones for live press conference. If you'd like to ask a question, please fire away. James, will come to you, thanks.
Eddie, your reflections on that?
Yeah, frustrating game, mate. I thought at times we played really well, and then we made some elementary mistakes, made some individual mistakes. They kept on inviting them back in the game, you know, and in the end it was you kick a penalty goal, we kick a penalty goal. They got the intercept try, gave them a bit of breathing space. But yeah, it's hard to put your finger on it, but it's a great opportunity for us now because we're under the pump a bit, which is good, and I think we'll respond really well. So I'm looking forward to it.
How concerned are you a year out from the World Cup?
Not at all, mate. Not at all. Because I reckon we play that game, I don't know, 100 times, and maybe the result's not going to be the same.
How do you ensure confidence doesn't take a hit?
Oh, we don't have to worry about confidence, mate. Confidence is about repeating things well. You know, and we did enough good things out there. We did some silly things, but we can get those out of the games. And sometimes that happens when you try too hard. You know, as I said in the lead up to the game, I thought our attitude and our determination to be the best team we can be is really good. And sometimes that manifests itself in trying too hard.
What did you make of the attacking performance today?
Yeah, we've got to tidy it up a bit, but we made enough line breaks to win probably 2 games. But we didn't finish them off, which is an area we can always improve on.
Any issues with the Argentinian try, the second Argentinian try?
Oh, look, I don't get involved in that, mate. He made the decision, but you know, when you throw a pass and it goes that far behind, you know, the best players in the world don't generally do that. So there's probably something else that's happened.
But you don't argue with the...
Don't argue, mate. No, not at all.
Thanks. Anyone else?
Eddie, from the point of view of learning, what have you learned? What do you know now at this point that you didn't know before kickoff?
Right now, well, I think we're seeing a pattern in games of rugby at the moment, like watching all the games yesterday and today. I don't know how many were decided by 1 point or 3 points. And nearly every possession now is finishing in a penalty. Nearly every possession is finishing in a penalty. So we've got this really stop-start game that the referee's having a massive influence on. And when the ball's in play, you've got to play with such intensity and such execution to get the most out of it, because the next play is going to decide in the penalty. If you get a run of penalties, then you're in a good position to score points, and you've got to be able to score points.
Eddie, how's Monday?
We had a blister, so that affected his gait a little bit, but you know, he's a bit sore from the blister, but we're not overly concerned at this stage. We may be tomorrow.
Eddie, do you think that, on the same comment, the discipline, is there an issue there that's consistent over the defeats you've had this year, do you think?
Not really, mate.
Is that too many penalties to concede in the test match?
Well, yeah, now we're getting up to 30 penalties a game. Yeah, that's the reality. Most test matches now are around 30, which is, 33 and a third % increase on what it used to be. And we want to be better in that area, but look, when I look at it, is it a structural issue, i.e. a system we've got in place that's causing us to make errors, or is it an individual decision-making error? And if it's individual decision-making error, we've got to go to the individual, reconstruct a good habit, and deconstruct his bad habit. And sometimes that takes time, mate.
So you think it's largely individual errors?
Well, what I saw today, unless I was at some other game, I think it generally was.
On the same point we asked Owen, is that a mental thing as well as...
Well, I think I just said it's a habit, mate, that we need to change, and over time you change those habits. It's like if you get up in the morning, you don't brush your teeth, and your wife keeps on telling you, brush your teeth, then she rewards you with something after breakfast. I don't know what it would be. But then you start brushing your teeth every day. Like and again, we'll get the change in behaviour, but it'll just take time.
You said on the TV that some of those mistakes were kind of like a mental thing. I think you referred to that here as well. Is that easier to But obviously it's frustrating. Is that easier to deal with than if it were something more pervasive, I guess? Easier to solve those issues moving forward?
No. Look, I'm not sitting here thinking we've got really strong problems within the team. If we didn't go out there today, and for most of the part I thought we dominated the game. If we didn't go out there and dominate the game, then I might be sitting here thinking these blokes have got, they've got good rights to get stuck into us. And then we'd have a bit of a fight. But I don't need to fight today because I feel like the team went out and played how they wanted to play, but we made some silly mistakes. And we can change those things pretty easy. They're all controllable. No real big structural issues with our game. You always want to have a more patent attack. Always want to have a more patent attack. But sometimes it doesn't go like that, and sometimes it takes a bit of time to get right.
And obviously, just a word on Michael Checker, guy you know very well. And it's a big win for him and for them, isn't it?
Yeah, no, really good. Really pleased for him. As I said, I want to see him do well, but not today. He offered me the job as Lebanon assistant coach for the next World Cup, so I don't have to worry about my next job. I'm right.
One more from me. Alex Coles, some good stuff from him today.
Yeah, for a young guy, he did really well. For someone who's hasn't been near international rugby, I thought he acquitted himself really well. He's got a big engine on him. He's got good capacity to play long periods of time. He works hard in attack. He's got ability to find a bit of space. He got through a couple of times, and he's courageous in defence. So there's some really nice things about him.
Apart from Manu's list, everyone come through on scale.
Yeah, it was a funny sort of game, wasn't it? Because there was sort of a dullness around the game and the physical I don't think there was one head-high issue, was there? Zero. So it was a really different sort of game. Correct me if I'm wrong, there wasn't any yellow cards. So maybe Brace is giving himself a yellow card in the dressing room now. So it was a really different sort of game like that. And it wasn't a high energy output type game. So as far as we know, everyone's right, mate.
Eddie, I know you said you're not concerned looking forward to the World Cup. There inevitably will be some supporters who are. What would be your message to them why they don't need to worry?
Yeah, well, World Cup's 11 months away, mate. A lot happens in 11 months, as a lot can happen in a week.